I'm chairman of the club to start with, AFC Norton Woodseats. I've been in that role for 6 years. It'll be 6 years this year. Also, I was a manager at the club for many years. Well, previous to that, which I'll come on to. But I finished managing last year. That was my last season last year after 24 consecutive seasons of managing like. So I hung my management boots up, and I'm just going to basically concentrate on creating the club that I set out to create, or we set out to create when we first started 5-6 years ago, mate. We were a massive club. We were the biggest in the region at one point when we first set out. It just went from strength to strength really quickly. When we reformed from what it were, we were Norton Lees Juniors originally. And it was sort of like floundering a bit, Norton Lees, and it was coming to its end. The committee what were in charge were coming to the end of the sort of like their tenure. Their lads had grown up and left the club, obviously, so they were just seeing the time out. But we sort of like thought it needed a bit of an uplift, so we rebranded basically, and out of that rebrand came a vibrant yellow and red AFC Norton Woodseats brand new junior football club, which is it's just spiraled, to be fair, which I've had to chill out. But what we've got going on is my first things were we needed a home. Because we had a lot of teams and we were playing everywhere. You know, we couldn't call ourselves a club. We got teams playing at several schools, at parks, council pitches around and about, and we never saw each other. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, the under 11s manager never knew the under 14s manager, and so on. And I wanted to stop that, and I wanted to put something in place where we became a club. What we could call ourselves a club, and obviously to do that, the first thing you have to do is find a home. Which in Sheffield were the most difficult part to find a suitable home. We went to several locations in and around Norton area, Woodseats area, but unfortunately none of them came to fruition. They were all being earmarked for other things. And then finally we got we found a home at SWD. Well, they called it the SWD, it's the Olive Grove Sports Club. And obviously when we went down there, we could see the potential. And that potential, it's not stopped. It's still carrying on to this day. We've done some magnificent work down there, along with the cricket lads who are down there and the disability group. We've all pulled forces, and out it's coming a fantastic venue, and it's an home that we're going to be able to call for the next 30 years. Obviously, because we're in discussions with council regarding a lease. For 30 years, that's very close to being finalised, and once we sign on dotted line, that's us and Norton Woodseats basically set for the next 30 years. Like as we go forward, because we have got quite a few teams at each age group, so I'm going to sort of like try and condense it as we go. So we've just got one team at each age group. Then we aren't going to have any satellite areas where kids are playing at school, etc., and we can have them all under one roof down at the Olive Grove Sports Club. And that's when you get that club feel, that community feel, and everybody's together. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody's in the same place. That's to train and to play. So when that day comes, that'll be when I think I've succeeded, if you know what I mean.
Good man, yeah, definitely. And we know you really well as, you know, like you said, the red and yellow Norton Woodseats. You know, you've got the whole club in the same kit, the same colours. How important is that for you? You know, to get that sort of one club vibe.
That is ultimately the most important thing, because you have to have an identity. And this is not pulling Norton Lees down or anything, but used to go and watch them. They were playing in all different kits. Some kids have got different tracksuits onto under 14s have got different tracksuits to the under 15s, and so on and so forth. So the first one was a uniform and an identity. And obviously I wanted to be vibrant. It was black and white before. So at the meeting we discussed it, and the red and yellow got voted in, and that's where it comes from. So now everybody's in red and yellow, everybody's in the same tracksuits, everybody's in the same training kit, and it's easy identifiable wherever you go. See, I've been in this game a long time, and I knew there were no clash with red and yellow, because I couldn't think of another club what were in red and yellow, and so it saved on an away kit as well.
Exactly.
I love it to start with, and I love working with kids, and I think that's obviously a massive part of it, working with kids and knowing that you do have an effect on their lives and they're growing up and things like that, which is, well, it's not just quite rewarding, it's very rewarding, to be honest with you, when you see them grow up. And some of my ex-players are now 31-year-old and you've got families of their own, etc. So it gives you a good feeling, to be honest with you. But I just love it. It's like an addiction, to be honest. When you know you're being successful at something, and you get the kids responding to you, and then you become friends with them kids as they grow up and what have you. It makes you want to do it more, and it's like a bit like an addiction, yeah. And I just fell in love with it, and that's why I'm here now today, still after all these years.
You've told me that you're still on the road to success for you. You've not achieved what you want to yet, but what has been your proudest achievement since being with the club as the chairman so far?
So far, well, I'm a bit. I'd like to say that I ain't achieved anything yet because I've achieved progress. That's what I've achieved more than anything is progression, and that's all you can ask for. I knew it was going to take time. We all knew it was going to take time to achieve what we wanted as goal. But yeah, we're achieving progression year on year. So that's rewarding for me. It's not much to do with football, but. Me and Chris Birmingham, or Chris knows, we arranged a weekend away to a tournament in Chapel St Leonards, where we had to take 800 people and book almost 200 caravans, and we achieved that. And that, believe you me, that was a massive achievement to pull that off, because obviously the stress what were involved in that was incredible, because you didn't want families turning up on a Friday night in Chapel St Leonards and not having a caravan. So once everybody had got the caravan and settled, and we managed to get all these 800 people from Chapel St Leonards into Skegness to tournament and back on buses what we'd hired, that's my biggest achievement by a mile, mate. Nice, a mile. Honestly.
So you went from chairman of a kids football team to travel agent overnight.
Yeah, it was mental, mad. But really, in the end, every minute were worth it. It were worth it just because of the time that we have up in Chapel. It's yeah. So to be honest with you, I know it's not football related as such, but that was a massive achievement.
No, I get you. Massive. That's great. It's the extra stuff, the added stuff on top of the actual games and training, isn't it, that makes most of it.
The memories that them trips create for the kids, they're everlasting as well. They won't forget things like that, and they look forward to it every single year. We're not too far away from where I want it. Like I was saying regarding condensing teams, getting everybody under one roof, so we do become a club. I just want to put some structures in there, basically just to sustain the club for many, many years to come. If they're the right structures, they'll last for many years. And I think that's what we're trying to do at the moment, is get the right structures in place. So everything, when I'm long gone, them structures will still be in place and they'll still be working. You know what I mean? So basically, yeah, I want it to be, I don't want to be the best. I just want to be able to give, see, I go back a long way, and I've carried nets off a bloody mile to football pitches, and then spend half an hour clearing dog muck off pitch. And I don't want that. I don't want that no more for these kids. And for managers, they volunteers at the end of the day, and they deserve better. So the better facilities I can give them, and provide for them at an affordable cost. That's what I want to probably achieve, to be fair. We've not upped the subs in the last 6 years, which I'm really pleased about. That's what I wanted to do. I want to make it affordable for everyone, because obviously we do reach into some less affluent areas of Sheffield, and obviously money's a bit tighter. So if I want affordable football for all, that's what I'm trying to achieve down there for our local community. And we're well on our way to doing that, to be fair. And I can see that probably getting to that stage in next 2 or 3 years, maybe sooner. And we do a lot of fundraising as well. We not only have we got a sports bar down there, the Red and Yellow Sports Bar. It's a great base and for fundraising for all our teams, individual teams, and as a club as a whole. So the only obstacle probably would be cash, but we have got means of getting cash, if you know what I mean. Race nights, etc.
Okay. Talk to me about the Red and Yellow Sports Bar, because that's been going on for a while now, hasn't it? The building of it.
Yeah.
It's been in motion for a while.
Yeah, the red and yellow, down at the SWD, it was struggling. It were really struggling. I'm not even exaggerating. It probably had 3 months to run, if that. And we had no option but to try and save it. And I did a deal. I got all the parents in, big meeting, all the tradesmen. And I said, if I get support for this, to turn this into a sports bar and redo it, will your guys put time in and give you time and commit to doing the work for us? And everybody were behind us. It were quite an humbling experience. MKM Builders, they backed us to the last screw. They have been absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. And the end result is probably the best sports bar in Sheffield, I would say. I'd put it against any. And it's just absolutely amazing. And not only that, we went one step further and did the function room out. And that's absolutely amazing as well. So we've got great foundations and a great base now. It's really, really, it's humbling. It really is for how many people are willing to help and give their time up. It's fantastic. There were an old tea cabin there, what the cricketers use and things like that. Well, we've got rid of all the old cabins in the tea room, and we're going to build a brand new cafe, stroke changing rooms. Okay. We've already got backing for it. We've already got the support once again. MKM, they're going to support us with it. And on that for Norton Woodseats will become a cafe during the winter, and all the funds raised from the cafe during the winter will go straight into the AFC Norton Woodseats funds. So that's another cracking revenue stream we'll have for many, many, many years to come. The main point for us is affordable football, which it'll make that much easier to come to.
That's brilliant, that, because as you get bigger, there must be a lot of temptation to just grow and, you know, turn a profit, all that sort of stuff. But the fact is, you're giving it all back to the kids. You're giving it all back to football.
Yeah, everything, every penny. And the parents, without the parents' support as well, you can't do it. So obviously, the cheaper subs we can offer with the best possible facilities. That's what we're targeting. That's what I want to do as a thank you. And I know it's a bit. Some of the lads who are there now and some of the parents who are there now won't see it in its full glory in what might be in 2, 3, 4 years' time. But they will have left a legacy just as much as I will when I leave, if you know what I mean. So it's for the community. I'm not just saying this because Chris will hear this podcast, but without Chris, we just couldn't. We couldn't have done it. The deal and the relationship we have with Chris. But I'm a big believer in supporting small business anyway. That's what we try to do as a club. Same with his trophies and things like that. We one-man bands, we're all over them. And Chris has just been extraordinary with us. And we can order anything we want from Chris. It's there. And if we've not got much coffers in the bank, he'll wait and things like that. So the relationship is just, it's priceless. It really is priceless. And he has been outstanding to us. He really has. Bless him. Bless him. He has. And we're going nowhere. Wherever Chris is there, we're with Chris and 22 Sports. Don't you worry about that.
Fantastic. That's a great answer. That's a great. I couldn't have written one down any better. Cheers for that. I think when you were drinking the Red and Yellow Sports Bar, next time we can get it.
Anytime. More than welcome anytime. Thank you.